Arol is the president of SmartBIM, and he's been active with the Design Futures Council, and we're going to have Arol take the next 15 minutes.
I really feel indebted to architecture. It's even though I don't have the God-given gifts to be an architect, my spatial capability are poor, and I just wouldn't have been a good architect. But I sure appreciate architecture, and I sure appreciate architects. Now, one thing that I have been able to do pretty well, mostly because I just have enough brains to know I don't have enough brains to not work with other people, so I've been in the fortunate position of starting up companies and sharing a lot of stock and hiring smart people to work with me. So with that, I started one company when I was 29, and I'm giving you this background because I think I have some ideas how architects can make more money. So I'm a business guy. I'm not an architect, but I have some observations for you, and maybe even a few solutions as well. I was saddened to see a lot of my friends lose their jobs as architects. I'm sad to see now in recent data that the architects graduating from college are the worst employed. I mean, they're doing worse than journalists and liberal art majors, right? That's not good. I have my son-in-law who's a doctor and wanted to be an architect, but he decided to become an architect. But his younger sister got to be an architect. And she went to Georgia Tech, graduated #1 in her class, went on to Columbia, top honors at Columbia. Now she's just gotten back after 2 years at the AA for emerging technology, and for the last couple months, with the help of none other than Jim Cramer, has been looking for a job in Atlanta, and she hasn't been able to find one. I'm thinking, what's going on? I think architectural firms must need more money. I mean, well, he'd work for $40,000 or $45,000, and that really hit me personally that could happen. So I do believe architects need to make more money, and they should. Now, one area that I spent the last 30 years in, and it was creating a company with others called Construction Market Data. So my wife and I started it, and it grew to 1,500 people. And it grew from your help, because I got the market data. We got the market data from all of you. And we had electronic plans and disseminated and sold information to contractors and manufacturers. And I started it when we were 29 with 3 of us, and it grew. And we sold it for $299 million in 2000. And so literally, I'm very indebted to you. I feel motivated to want to contribute to the architectural profession. Now, along the way, we did market studies, and many of you heard this, but I am going to be a dog on a bone like this. Out of the $400 billion of construction in the United States, $40 billion is being spent counting and measuring things. And the architects and the engineers all together are getting about $30 billion of that. That's not right. Something's off. Now I wanted to create software to maybe help that, and got involved and invested and was an original board member of this company called Revit. And Leonid assured me, don't worry, Arol, we're going to be able to do your quantity survey. A little did I know that you need lots of objects to do it, and we sold Revit to Autodesk, and we were actually less than a $1 million revenue company, but we were able to sell it for $125 million, actually $133 million. So Autodesk certainly saw, and there was value there. And when Carl Bass came, he said, don't worry, Arol, you're going to get to do your quantity survey. But in order to do that, you got to meet with the building product manufacturers, and also on your own, build some generic objects, because Revit doesn't work too well without objects, and we don't believe the architects are going to take the time to want to make those. So that has been curtailed, and we've been working on that for the last 6 years. And along the way, we started to be able to do that. And then a guy, Bill McDonough, said, look at Arol, you're probably going to make some money on that quantity survey thing, but you got to realize it's pretty boring, right? And architects aren't going to just kind of saddle up to that. You got to add the green dimension, because you need to do the quantity survey if we're going to do good green analysis. So we've been adding that to the repertoire. And Chuck Eastman, considered the father of BIM, he wrote the textbook for BIM, said, Arol, I know you love Revit. Hate to be criticizing it for you, but we need collaboration. And Chuck said, I'll tell you how to do it. What you need to do is take the Revit and take the SketchUp and translate it into a gaming engine. And if you could bring the data over into the gaming engine, that would be powerful, because now architects could truly collaborate. But I think you need to do it, this time around, let's just charge a few $1,000s to the small firm to have all those things available to them, not way up here. So we gave it a shot, and we've been working on that for years. And I think we got a breakthrough. If you're getting the idea correct that I'm probably just more lucky than good, you're probably right. On construction market data, I think I have some data and information so you can make money off of that, because, hey, after all, even a blind squirrel gets an acorn, right? So I've been doing this for 30 years. And to not have the architects monetizing some of this is just a shame to me. Now, I could sit here and talk about collaboration, how we're going to do it, but I'd rather give a short script than have you see it being done in a short 4-minute clip here. So we've started this company called VimTrek. Vim, Visual Information Modeling. The younger folks said, we had some lousy names evidently, and they said, the essence of this is you get to walk around the virtual Revit building. You take the Revit building and you get to walk around, and you can point at the lighting fixture and see what are the green properties, what are the Revit properties, and you have all that there. But let's continue.